Okay, the shir today is based over here on the Sikha from Motzei Shabbos Parshas Nosai, Tafshin Lamed Tes, which would be exactly 40 years ago. Right? So, in that Sikha, the Rebbe spoke about the famous Gemara in Tainus that says, it brings a pasuk. The Gemara there brings a pasuk that says, Bekirbecha kadosh v'lei ovei be'ir. I am holy amongst you, I will not come into the city. So the Gemara asks a question, Mishum de Bekirbecha kadosh lei ovei be'ir? Because Hashem is holy amongst you and He won't come into the city? Which city is it talking about? So according to the Gemara, it's talking about the city of Yerushalayim. The other Mefarshim of the pasuk, in the pshat of the pasuk, they say differently, but that's how the Gemara learns it. And then the Gemara answers, the famous answer, Omar HaKadosh Baruch Hu le'ovoi b'Yerushalayim shel Maila. I will not enter Yerushalayim above, l'Maila, ad she'ovoi l'Yerushalayim shel Mata. Until I enter Yerushalayim here below in this world. That's the Gemara. There's Yerushalayim l'Maila and there's Yerushalayim l'Mata. The Eibishter doesn't enter Yerushalayim shel Maila until he first enters Yerushalayim shel Mata. So there's a few questions in this Gemara. The Rebbe doesn't spell everything out in the Sikha, but there's a few questions in this Gemara. First of all, what is exactly Yerushalayim shel Maila, and what exactly is Yerushalayim shel Mata? I mean, what Yerushalayim shel Mata is l'chayra Pashat. Yerushalayim, the physical place, the city here below Yerushalayim.
It's not a similar idea of like Beit HaMikdash shel Maila shel Mata?
Yeah, it is. So the question then is, what's the significance of this inyan? What does it mean that the Eibusher does not go into Yerushalayim shel Maila until he comes into Yerushalayim shel Mata? What's the Maila of this? What's the Teichen of this? Why not? Why is the Eibusher not coming first into Yerushalayim shel Maila and then into Yerushalayim shel Mata? Does it make a difference? Is it nafkamina in the Seder? The Eibusher first comes to Yerushalayim shel Maila and then Yerushalayim shel Mata, or first Yerushalayim shel Mata, then Yerushalayim shel Maila? That's what the inyan is? Okay, we'll see what the Rebbe explains. The Rebbe explains it a little bit differently. Okay, but then the interesting thing is the Rebbe brings that this inyan says also in the Zohar. The Rebbe over here in the Sikha brings in the Zohar that it's brought in the Zohar like in 7 places, 6 or 7 places. This concept that the Eibishter, yeah, but the lashon of the Zohar is different than the Gemara. The Zohar says Nishba Kadosh Baruch Hu. The Eibishter swore Shelo Yikonos b'Yerushalayim shel Maila, that he will not enter Yerushalayim shel Maila achi yikonsu Yisrael b'Yerushalayim shel Mata, until Yidden will enter Yerushalayim shel Mata. Shenema bekirbecha kadosh v'le'ovi be'ir. Same pasuk, same limud, but there's 2 chilukim that Rebbe points out. Chiluk number 1, the Gemara says Omar HaKadosh Baruch Hu. It's a statement the Eibishter said. The Zohar says a stronger lashon. Nishba HaKadosh Baruch Hu. The Eibishter swore. What's the reason for this chiluk? The second chiluk is, in the Gemara it says that the Eibusher says, I will not come to Yerushalayim shel Maila until I come to Yerushalayim shel Mata. In the Zohar it says that the Eibusher says, I will not enter Yerushalayim shel Maila achi yikonsu Yisrael, until Yidden enter Yerushalayim shel Mata. What's the pshat? What's the difference between the Zohar and the Gemara? That's the question that the Rebbe asked at the Fabrengen. And the Rebbe said 2 answers. And they're opposites. The Rebbe said 2 opposite answers. So first the Rebbe said as follows. We know that when it comes to the Geula, Lasad Lavai, there are 2 different Zdarim how the Geula is going to happen. There's the 2 options, 2 possibilities, that is. One Gemara in Sanhedrin, the famous Gemara that says, one possibility is that Moshiach is going to come in an oifen of Zachu. In the Zman of Achishena, in the Zman of Zachu, Yidden are going to be Zeicha, Moshiach is going to come. The other thing the Gemara says is Be'ita, that the Yidden are going to be in a matzav of Loi Zachu, and therefore Moshiach is going to come, even though it's Loi Zachu, but it's Be'ita. That's the time that it came, that the Eibishter established, as set for Moshiach to come, and Moshiach will come, even if it's Loi Zachu. So the Rebbe says, we can say that the difference between the Zohar and the Gemara depends on these 2 different matzavim, of Zachu and Loi Zachu. What's the pshat? So here the Rebbe says 2 pshat. One pshat the Rebbe says is, if the matzav of the Yidden is Zachu, so then the pshat is, what's Zachu? Zachu means it was Zeiche, whatever the chus they have is, Teire, mitzvahs. If there was Zeiche, then the chavivus, the love that the Eibishter has for Yidden is very revealed, is very emphasized. The Yidden have a chus. So if that's the schus that Eden have, so therefore the Eibishter does not enter Yerushalayim Shal Maila before he enters Yerushalayim Shal Mata mitzad the schus that Eden have. That's something that's simply understood. It's expected. If the Yidden are zeiche and they are the ones that are bringing the Geula based on their zechus, so it's only expected and it's only deserving that if they're the ones that are zeiche for Mashiach to come, they bring the Gilui of Mashiach. So where should the Gilui happen first? To the ones that brought him, to the Yidden that brought him. So therefore the Rebbe says, when the Gemara uses the Lashon Omar HaKadosh Baruch Hu, it's talking about a case where the Yidden brought Mashiach, they deserve that the Eibishter should be revealed to them first, and therefore uses the Lashon Omar. It's a statement that the Eibishter says, and it's something that's simply understood. The Zohar, however, the Rebbe says, is talking about a matzav of Lo Zachu. If it's Lo Zachu, and Yidden are not Zeiche, they didn't cause the coming of Mashiach, they weren't deserving Bechlal. If so, why should the Gilui happen to Yidden first? They didn't bring it, they didn't cause it, it's Be'ita. It's in the time that the Eibishter established Mashiach is going to come. So why should the Gilui of Mashiach come to them first? The Gilui of Mashiach should come L'mayla. What's the usual seder in all Giluyim that happen in the world? Usually the Giluyim start above, and there's a seder Ishtalshalos. It's Mishtalshal from the way it is above. First there's a Gilui L'mayla, and then that Gilui L'mayla comes down L'mata. It's one of the things that it says when you get to the fact that there's a stira when you get to the Maimori Chazal. On one hand we know that the Eibishter judges us once a year. Rosh Hashanah to Rosh Hashanah. On the other hand, Adam Nidim B'chol Yom V'Yom. The person's being judged every single day. So one of the answers that Chassidus brings, the famous answer, it says it in Kuntris Umayin, that yes, there is the judgment once a year, but that hashpah that is established for a person, that's set for a person, on a Shoshana could get stuck in Olam Yisrael Yainim. It won't necessarily come down and manifest itself here below Olam Hazah Tachta. And for that there's a judgment every day again, whether the person is zeiche for the Gilui to come down Lamata. So therefore the usual seder is that the Gilui comes first L'mayla, that is, and then it comes down here Lamata. So if Yidden are in a matzav of Lo Zachu, they are not the ones that caused the coming of Mashiach. It happened mitzad L'mayla, because the Eibishter established a time. Be'ita. So then you would think it should come L'mayla first and then Lamata. That's what the Zohar is talking about. And therefore, in this case, to say that Afal Pikein, the Gilui will come to Yidden first, the Zohar uses the Lashon Nishba Kadosh Baruch Hu, that is a Shvuah. A Shvuah is something which is Heipach HaSeichel. That the Eibishter will do it even though the Yidden are not Zeiche. Heipach HaSeichel. As we know, B'chlal, what it says in Chassidus and in many places, that when do you make a bris, when do you make a Shvuah? When there's something that Al Pi Seichel does not make sense, and then you make a shvuah, you make a bris to create a connection or to create a commitment to something beyond Tam V'das. So the same thing over here also, what the Zohar is saying is, Yisrael, Afal Pishachata Yisraelu. And Sof, the first place where the Gilui of Asad Lavi will come is to Yidden. Whether they were Zeiche, whether they were not Zeiche, but mitzad the essence of a Yid, which is one with the Eibishter, the Gilui of Asad Lavi will come Dafka Lamata, the first place. That's why in Zohar it uses the Lashon Nishba. It's a much, much deeper idea. That's the first pshat that Rebbe said. The second pshat that Rebbe said is in the opposite Reifen. The Rebbe said, no, Punkt verkehrt. If it's in a matzav of Zachu, so then it would make sense that the Gilui should come L'mayla first. What's the pshat? So the Rebbe explains, because if the Eibishter is waiting for Mashiach to come until Yidden are going to be in a matzav of Zachu, so that's something that takes time. If the Eibishter is waiting for a matzav of Zachu, so then you have to wait until the Yidden accumulate enough schusim for Mashiach to come. So maybe there would be a svara to say Punkt verkehrt. If the Eibishter wants to bring Yidden to a matzav of Zachu, how? How is he going to bring Yidden to a matzav of Zachu? By bringing certain Giluyim L'mayla. And maybe that itself will be a siyata d'shmaya to the Yidden to push them to come to the matzav of Zachu. In order to bring the Yidden to the matzav of Zachu, there'd be a svara to say that first the Giluyim should be L'mayla. And then from there it'll trickle down Lamata to the Yidden here below, and that will help Yidden along to come to a matzav of Zachu, that Mashiach should come, an Eifin of Zachu. So there'd be a svara that Adarab, Dafkan a matzav of Zachu, the Gilui should first come L'mayla. So therefore the Rebbe says, when the Zohar uses the Lashon of Nishba Kadosh Baruch Hu, the Lashon of Nishba goes in a case of Zachu. Although l'chayra the Eibishter is waiting for this chusim of Yidden, and therefore you would think that the Giluyim should come on Maila, but even in this matzav, still Nishba Kodesh Baruch Hu, that his connection to the Yidden supersedes everything, and the essence of the Eibishter is connected to the essence of Yidden, and the Eibishter will reveal himself to the Yidden here lamata first. That's the Nishba. On the other hand, when Moshiach comes Be'ita, so there's no reason to wait anymore. Moshiach, it's the time now for Moshiach to come. True, it wasn't specifically based on a zachu of the Yidden, but the time came. So the Yidden don't need a special siyata d'shmaya for Moshiach to come from above. So there's no reason for there to be any svara that it should be a Gilui L'mayla first. Over here, it's more pasha to say that the Gilui should come Lamata to the Yidden. After all, the whole point of the goal is dafka for the Yidden here below, and therefore over there it's more pasha that the Gilui should come dafka Lamata to Yidden. So the Rebbe says a punkt of a kerta svara over here. That's been again to the difference in the lashon of Omar and Nishba. But it's a very geschmack of art. This diak here, the Rebbe says Nishba shows on a much deeper thing when the Eibishter does something which is heipech tam v'das because of his essential connection to Yidden. Then the Rebbe says weiter that what's the pshat in the second chiluk between the Zayar and the Gemara? The Gemara says that the Eibishter says, I won't come Yerushalayim shel Maila until I will come Yerushalayim shel Mata. And the Zayar talks about the Yidden, until the Yidden come Yerushalayim shel Mata. So first the Rebbe says in the Pashat Pshat, it's Pashat Toli how you touch the words Bekir B'cha Kadosh Le'avoi Be'ir. Who is the Bekir B'cha Kadosh? Is Bekir B'cha Kadosh referring to that within you there's the Eibishter that enters in you? Bekir B'cha Kadosh refers to the fact that there's a Gili from the Eibishter? Or does Bekir B'cha Kadosh refer to the Yidden? That the Yidden which are found in Golos, that they will enter into Yerushalayim Shel Mata. It's totally pashat how you touch the words Bekir B'cha Kadosh. But then the Rebbe says a deeper point, connected to the previous point of Nishba. The chiluk between Nishba Kodesh Baruch Hu and Omar Kodesh Baruch Hu. As we just explained, Nishba Kodesh Baruch Hu is a much deeper thing. Nishba Kodesh Baruch Hu is a shvua that goes l'mayla mitam v'das. Therefore the Rebbe says a shvua is something that has a koyach to have an effect. When the Eibishter makes a shvua, it has an effect even b'nigeya to the Yidden here l'mata neshama b'guf. And a chanami, a Yid l'mayla, the shaydish of the neshamas of Yidden l'mayla are one with the Eibishter. And over there the Yidden are very holy. But the shaila is, what's with the Bekir B'cha Kadosh of a Yid here l'mata? A Yid that's a neshama b'guf, here below. Over here, when you look in the Gemara, Nigla de Teira, in the Gemara, so the Yidden Lamata, the Neshama Beguf Lamata, you don't see Begolui, the Maila that Yidden have the way they are Lamaila. Lamaila, you see the Maila of Yidden. Here below, Yidden don't have that Maila. So therefore, in the Gemara it says, Oh, Mara Kodesh Baruch Hu, the Gemara is not talking about Yidden. The Gemara is talking about the Eibishter. That the Eibishter says, I will reveal myself to Yidden below before I reveal myself in the Yerushalayim Shel Maila. But in the Zayar, it's talking about a deeper point. The Zayar is saying, benegay to the Yidden themselves, that the Yidden, Neshamas Begufim, they will be the first Neshamas Begufim to go up, Pshutai, to come up to Eretz Yisrael, and to come and enter into the holy city of Yerushalayim, and only after the Yidden enter into the holy city of Yerushalayim, Neshamas Begufim, then the Eibishter L'mayla will be, all the Geluim will happen in Olam Yisrael. So the Zayar that uses the Lashon Shvua, Shvua is a much more powerful Lashon. That Lashon of Shvua applies and has an effect even on the Yidden here below the Neshamas Begufim Lamata. That's when we get to the chiluk of that Lashon. Then the Rebbe says another interesting thing. What exactly is Yerushalayim Shel Maila and what exactly is Yerushalayim Shel Mata? So of course there's the simple pshat. The simple pshat is that Yerushalayim Shel Maila refers to some Giluyim and Olam Yisrael. Yerushalayim Shel Mata refers to the physical place, the city, Yerushalayim here below. But the Rebbe brings from a maimer from the Tzemach Tzedek that it's not this is not the only pshat. It's not so pashut. Api Kabbalah, the Yerushalayim Shel Maila, Yerushalayim Shel Mata are both in Olam Yisrael. Yerushalayim Shel Mata refers to Sfiras HaMalchus, and Yerushalayim Shel Maila refers to Bina. In the Sfiras Gufa, Yerushalayim Shel Mata is Malchus, and Yerushalayim Shel Maila is Bina. If you say that Yerushalayim Shel Mata means the city, Yerushalayim physically here in this world in Olam Hazeh, so then Yerushalayim Shel Maila is Malchus. But if Yerushalayim Shel Mata is Malchus, Then Yerushalayim Shal Maila is Bina. And then the Rebbe says that this is what the Tzemach Tzedek says. But Be'emes,
How do we know it's Bina based on the Malchus?
Huh?
How do you know that?
Because there's a yichud of Zon Malchus, and there's a yichud of Chochmah and Bina. There's two yichudim that Kabbalah Chassidus always talks about. There's either a yichud Zon, which is a yichud of Zon Malchus. Could be. I'm not sure if it's connected to this. Maybe it's connected to this. Okay. There's the yichud of Zon Malchus, and there's the yichud of Chochmah and Bina. So Yerushalayim Shal Mata refers to the yichud of Zon Malchus. It'll be an extra gilui of Zah into Malchus, and Yerushalayim Shal Maila refers to the fact that it'll be an extra gilui of Chochmah into Bina. Those are the two yichudim. But then the Rebbe says that just like the Tzemach Tzedek says this, B'nigei to Chochmah and Bina, it goes higher and higher, and the Rebbe says until Pnimi is a Keser, and Yichud Pnimi, that's even much higher than Chochmah and Bina. So then Chochmah and Bina could be considered Yerushalayim Shal Mata. The Yichud goes higher and higher and higher and higher. And Sof the Rebbe says, the Chiddush of the Zohar is, the highest Yichudim, the greatest Yichud that there is in Ein Sof and Pnimiyas HaKeser, that Yichud does not take place until the Yichud of the Neshama Beguf here below happens. Because the Maila of the Yiddish Neshama in a Guf Lamata is higher than the greatest Yichudim Lamaila. And Dafke after and through the Yichud here Lamata, there's the Yichud Lamaila in the highest world take place. That's the Chiddush that the Rebbe adds it to this word to the Tzemach Tzedek. Then, based on this, I'm not sure if that's Kailot Chiyas HaMeisim. Talking about maybe the Neshamas Begufim of people that are alive then. It could be it's also Kailot Chiyas HaMeisim. I don't know, the Rebbe doesn't go into that. It's a good question. Then the Rebbe says an interesting pshat, going a step deeper, that according to this, if we're going to say that there's more than one pshat in what exactly Yerushalayim Shal Maila is, and what Yerushalayim Shal Mata is, there could be many pshatim. Every time, whatever you consider to be Mata, above that is Maila. So there's many pshatim on exactly what Yerushalayim Shal Mata and what Yerushalayim Shal Maila means. The Rebbe says, so then the order of how things are going to happen L'Asad Lavai is not 100% clear. Because even though the Gemara and the Zohar does say that the Eibishter enters Yerushalayim Shal Mata first, and only afterwards Yerushalayim Shal Maila, but what exactly is Yerushalayim Shal Mata and what exactly Yerushalayim Shal Maila is not clear. Umemela, the Rebbe over here in Ha'ara gives the following option. He says, let's say you have one tzaddik, one tremendous tzaddik that has the koyach to bring the gilui of the Shechina in Yerushalayim Shal Mata. Which Yerushalayim Shal Mata? Malchus. Not Yerushalayim Shal Mata here below, but he brings the gilui of Yerushalayim Shal Mata and Sfiras HaMalchus. And then, in Malchus Datzilus. That's Yerushalayim Shal Mata. And then, through that, once the Eibishter entered into Yerushalayim Shal Mata, he could enter into Yerushalayim Shal Maila. So then there is a Yichud in Bina, Chachma Bina. Once it happens Lamata, it could happen Lamaila. And then, once the Gili happens in the world of Elam and Bina, then the Rebbe says, after that, the Yidden enter into Yerushalayim Shal Mata, here below physically in this world. So the Rebbe says, even though the Gemara simply is saying, and the Zohar is simply saying that the Yidden enter first into Yerushalayim Shal Mata physically in this world, but in the Seder of how it will actually happen, Lav Dafka. Because if there's going to be a tzaddik that will bring a Gili Yerushalayim Shal Mata on one level, so then that will bring a Gili Yerushalayim Shal Maila on another level, and then maybe the Gili of the Yidden, the Neshamas Begufim, here below, entering the Yerushalayim Shal Mata, maybe that will come after. And then the Rebbe says, and you could switch around the order of how things are going to happen in many different options. Good question. But the bottom line is, what the Rebbe is saying is, once you take Yerushalayim Shal Maila and Yerushalayim Shal Mata, and you divide it into many different levels, there's no one interpretation of what exactly Yerushalayim Shal Mata is and what Yerushalayim Shal Maila is, so then it's not clear anymore what's going to happen first and what's going to happen second, because everything is relative. We'll have to wait until it happens to know what will happen.